Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to KEPR QUIK, your local news and your latest local news and weather, commercial free in 15 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather because we broke some more records yesterday with these hot temps.
Yeah, yesterday was another very toasty one, not quite as hot as Monday, but we still did tie or break records in our region. In the Tri-Cities, we were short of the record of 104 degrees all the way from 1910, only hitting 100 degrees yesterday. But in Yakima, we tied the record of 98 degrees that was set back in 2015. In Walla Walla, we tied the record of 96 degrees that was set back in 1965. In Ellensburg, we broke the record of 95 degrees yesterday, hitting 97 degrees. That previous record was set in 1955. And in Hermiston, we tied a record of 101 degrees that was set all the way back in 1910. Now, as we take a look at our weather headlines today, we are going to be staying pretty toasty on this Wednesday. There's going to be some heightened fire danger because of some blustery winds that are going to be sweeping through our viewing area. But this coming weekend, is going to be fairly comfortable. We'll talk more about these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima. A Tieton man is in jail facing a number of charges for a shooting that happened this past Thursday. Yakima police say when they responded to the 700 block of South 3rd Avenue just after 9:30 a.m., they found a man who had been shot. They say he told them he and the suspect first got into an argument over the phone, which continued in person. He told police he then punched the suspect, who then took out a gun and shot him. The suspect is now facing charges of first-degree assault, drive-by shooting, and first-degree unlawful possession of a firearm. His bail has been set at $100,000. Kennewick police are investigating after a serious crash that sent several people to the hospital. Take a look at this footage showing one of the two cars involved hanging off of the edge of an embankment by just a tire.
It was pretty complex. We have a vehicle that's resting on a slope with people still trapped inside. What was very interesting about this is there's residences directly below the slope, so that added an extra layer to just the safety of everyone in the residence as well and the people in the vehicle.
Firefighters were able to connect the car to one of their trucks with chains to prevent it from sliding. Eventually, the people who were trapped were safely removed before being taken to the hospital. Everyone involved was injured, but they're all expected to be okay. Investigators say one of the cars crossed over the center line, causing the crash. They added speed was not a factor. And in some state news getting national attention, the hunt continues for the man accused of killing his 3 daughters from Wenatchee. Travis Decker is wanted after his 3 daughters were found dead at a campground near Leavenworth. Federal authorities took over the search operation Sunday evening. A helicopter crew even spotted a lone hiker who immediately ran for cover, and tracking teams have arrived and picked up a possible trail that hiker may have used. Authorities in Chelan County are warning people, specifically in the Ingalls Creek and Valley High area, to report any suspicious activity. Decker has extensive military and outdoor training, survival training, and should be considered dangerous. A roadway message board is telling residents not to pick up hitchhikers. The Grandview Police Department is warning of a new phone scam hitting the area. According to Grandview Police, the caller has what sounds like a woman crying and then another person getting on the phone and saying a family member has been involved in an incident, usually an assault or a car accident. The caller then directs the victim to meet them, but does not give a location, only saying to start driving, and they will give them directions. The caller is said to demand gift cards to be purchased. Pasco High School leaders, Pasco School District leaders, I should say, are responding to an incident by a student during the Pasco High School graduation. Because of the demographics of the students and their families, the graduation started off in Spanish and was also translated into English. In response, one of the students yelled the following into the microphone.
"This is America. Should have started with English."
In response, the Pasco School District released the following statement that reads in part, quote, "We are disappointed and saddened that a Pasco High School student chose to disrupt the graduation ceremony on Saturday by making a personal statement that does not reflect the values of our school district." The district went on to say that the comments are being addressed by a meeting with the student and family. They're implementing changes to prevent this from happening at future graduations. Counselors are also available for other students who may be impacted by the statements. And state and local firefighters are teaming up to tackle the Red Bridge Road fire. It's burning in Kennewick in Kittitas County, about 7 miles east of Cle Elum. As Como Stella Sun reports, this fire is feeding off of dry timber and grasses, and its growth fueled by gusty winds and bone-dry air.
7 miles east of Cle Elum in Kennewick.
It's unseasonably dry and warm for June.
The Red Bridge Road fire is leaving behind a trail of destruction.
When the winds lined up with the slope, the flame lengths were 7 to 9 feet tall.
The flames consuming dry timber trees, grass, and other vegetation. Fire officials say a home and a cabin damaged.
And this was a wind-driven fire.
The winds spreading the fire to 44 acres.
We brought in the aircraft, 3 rotors and air tankers, flying retardant, so that really helped.
Fire resources in the air and boots on the ground going all in.
A whole lot of crews in here mopping up and securing things around the perimeter and around the structures.
Despite hot, dry, and breezy conditions creating critical fire conditions, officials say their efforts are working. While they don't want to be too optimistic before the red flag warning ends,
We feel like we should be winding this down to a really small organization by the weekend.
Como Stella-son, thank you, and hopefully they can do that, get that fire wind down. We have those hot temperatures again on the docket for today, but we have that cool down coming too, right?
There is a cool down coming towards the end of the week, but we do have to get through one more hot day today first. Now, in that package, they mentioned hot, dry, and breezy. Those are 3 of the ingredients that we really are concerned about when it does come to fire danger, and we will be confronted with hot, dry, and breezy conditions across the forecast area today. For daytime high temperatures, it will not be as hot as we did see on Monday or Tuesday, but highs will still be about 15 degrees above average today, climbing into the mid-90s for the Tri-Cities, low to mid-90s today for the Yakima Valley, upper 80s to low 90s in the Kittitas Valley today, with upper 80s to low 90s for the Blue Mountain foothills. Everybody today will see partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies for this afternoon. Now let's talk about the breezy component to hot, dry, and breezy. Winds will become blustery around eastern Washington and northeast Oregon on this hump day. For the Tri-Cities, Yakima, and Walla Walla, we could see gusts today as high as 30 miles per hour. For Yakima, these gusts will not turn terribly strong until the late afternoon and evening hours, but winds will increase earlier for Walla Walla and the Tri-Cities. In Ellensburg today, we could see gusts as high as 50 miles per hour, with 40-mile-per-hour gusts coming for Pendleton. Now, on Thursday, winds are going to stay pretty breezy around eastern Washington and northeast Oregon. For the time being, there are red flag warnings in place for areas in this pink color, so western Adams County, Grant County, the Kittitas Valley, and the upper Yakima Valley are under red flag warnings until 8 p.m. this evening. I am a bit surprised that we did not see these red flag warnings for the Columbia Basin and the rest of the Yakima Valley, because yesterday we did have region-wide red flag warnings, and today the winds will be stronger. So I am a bit surprised that we don't have more expansive red flag warnings today, but that is all just kind of semantics. Please practice that fire safety as you go through this Wednesday, because we will be seeing those winds pick up through the day. Now, for the next 2 days after today, we will see a cool down, as Dave referenced. On Thursday, daytime high temperatures for all of us will be getting into the mid to upper 80s, and then on Friday, upper 70s to mid 80s. That will feel pretty nice, and we will hold on to similar temperatures for Father's Day weekend. Now, I'm going to throw it back to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. We're going to head over to Sunnyside because they now have an interim city manager, just as an internal investigation gets underway into current city manager Mike Gonzalez. In a 4-3 vote, the council approved a 23-day contract with former city manager Jim Bridges. According to the Sunnyside Sun, Bridges was dismissed in 2007 over a workplace relationship with an assistant city clerk. Though he was reinstated, the city later paid a $150,000 settlement in a related lawsuit.
Looking at this candidate's background and resume, I really don't feel like this is the most neutral option for us during this time, especially because there's a lot of uncertainty from community. I feel like we should go with an option that has the less detachment to anybody here at City Hall to be able to perform at its best with no biases.
Bridges was not present at the meeting, but is set to begin immediately, earning $462 a day, an amount based on Gonzalez's salary per day as the city moves forward with its investigation. And sticking in Sunnyside, council members also approved a proposal to spend $24,000 in opioid settlement funds to lease a mobile flock security camera trailer for a year. Sunnyside police say they've gotten complaints from businesses about ongoing drug use behind certain properties. The trailer will be deployed to those hotspots as needed. Other law enforcement agencies, like the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, have repurposed retired police vehicles with mounted cameras, offering a visible police presence, real-time surveillance access, and a lower overall cost.
They were able to put that together for about $18,000. So I thought, wow, this is great. The only problem is we don't have any retired vehicles right now. So this would get us by, I'm hoping, for the first year, and I'm hoping that we can maybe put one of those vehicles in service next year.
Until then, the trailer provides a flexible, cost-effective way to enhance surveillance in the city's most troubled spots. Work crews at the Hanford site have completed a key step in the process of neutralizing radioactive waste. Underground storage tanks and the waste treatment plant are now connected. Workers recently installed the last piece of the pipe. This video from Hanford shows some of the earlier work. Hanford is currently doing something called cold commissioning, which allows testing of the treatment and exhaust systems. Actual treatment of nuclear waste will begin later this year when they start to solidify it in glass. The Wapato School District is holding a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Pace High School tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. The new facility is just south of the current school, and it'll replace the nearly century-old building. It was funded in part by a $33 million bond approved by voters in 2024. The new school is one of 2 construction projects planned in the district. It's expected to be completed in time for the 2026-2027 school year. Registration for a 3-day camp for children with type 1 diabetes is now open. Trios Health has scheduled this camp for next month. The goal is to teach children about their disease and give them the tools to navigate diabetes. This year's theme is flashback 80s and 90s, so a trip to a roller rink will be happening.
One of my favorite things is when I have kids come in, it's their first year, newly diagnosed, really don't know what to expect. The parents are nervous, and the kids are so quiet, they don't want mom to leave. By the end of the day, they've made friends. And to me, that's really where the magic is.
Registration is now open for kids from the age of 6 to 14. There is an $80 fee that includes snacks along with activities. A team of volunteers pitched in to help restore a horse camp near Chinook Pass over the weekend. The project cleaned the trails near Crow Lake Way Horse Camp, making it more accessible for modern trailers, but that was just the start. There was table assembly, trail clearing, and bridge building.
There was some laughing going on, and
there was a lot of laughing around the campfire at night. You know, we would put our food together and have potlucks each night, and
which wasn't planned. We were all going to feed ourselves, and all of a sudden, one of our members' friends is staying with her right now. She decides she's going to just work at taking everybody's food and making a dinner out of it every night. So thank you, Sue.
And if you want to learn more, you can head over to our website, KIMATV.com. A new water-based recreational area in Zilla is currently being built. Construction just began on the splash pad on Monday. The new water feature, which will be at Stewart Park, does not have an opening date yet, but the goal is to potentially open up this summer. And starting tomorrow, you'll be able to beat the heat by going swimming at Franklin Pool. Recreational swim sessions will be offered every day at various times, along with lap swimming and water walking sessions Monday through Sunday. Swimming lessons and aqua Zumba will also be offered. The summer season will close out August 24th with the annual Pause in the Pool event. We have the full schedule for the Franklin Pool up on our website, KIMATV.com. And that does it for us this morning. Thank you for watching this episode of KEPR QUIK. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, KEPR and KIMATV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a wonderful Wednesday.